Hello. Super sleepy day today. Didn't really sleep great last night. A lot of tossing and turning. A lot of asleep for an hour, awake for 10 minutes. Got up around noon. Well, woke up around noon. Didn't get out of bed till 1. Played a little bit of Animal Crossing. Played a little bit of Xenoblade. And then by like 3:30, 4 o'clock, I was just crashing hard. So I crawled back into bed for most of the rest of the afternoon. And then about 2 hours ago, I got up and sat down with like a bowl of dry cereal. I like to eat Apple Jacks plain. They're just nice. They're a nice snack. And just kind of chilled a bit with a little more Xenoblade, mostly just running around and all that good stuff. Also, on OM, out of curiosity, so like in Opera Omnia, I've been trying to clean up everything I can that has like any rewards, honestly. And I really am just kind of running out of options. I cleaned out a good bit of Lithuania over the past few days, or Lunafea, or whatever the hell you want to pronounce that word, because the city loves. I mean, its name is the City of Opera Omnia. Like, it loves its stupid words. Not that I mind. And I have a second account that I was playing on my old phone, but between the ridiculous slow internet we deal with right now and just the age of the thing, like, the main reason I swapped phones is that thing didn't want to stay alive for more than an hour and a half without pitching a fit about it. So, like, old phone, and I'm usually not. I'm slowly becoming a bit more, I don't want to say an elitist, but I'm coming to expect more from displays. And moving from that old, my last phone was a Note 4, I think, Note 5, something like that. It was old as dirt, which is fine. I don't necessarily need the newest, greatest phone. But jumping from that old thing, whatever the screen type is, I think it's LCD. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But swapping from that to an OLED screen, because it's just, good God, that it really makes my old phone look really, really washed out. And it's been a long time since I had like a clear front runner in display types. Like, since the advent of the LED and the LCD, they've been, fine for years. My current TV, I have a 32-inch Vizio LCD, I believe. Whichever one's the heavier ones. I don't know if it's LED or LCD. Point is, I got this TV in like 2008, I think. Knock on wood, this TV's been great for something like 13 years or something like that. Before that, I had this giant 40-inch tube TV that had just kind of been in the family for a while. And then it just eventually quit. For the longest, it did this thing where if specific colors were left on the screen for too long, like tans, beiges, light yellows, olive, those kind of drabby, deserty colors, I guess, they would slowly start to turn purple. And I first noticed this in Kingdom Hearts because some of the tech dialogue box, specifically Kingdom Hearts 2, that dates that TV, because some of the dialogue boxes would, like I was notorious about leaving my TV on. To be perfectly honest, I still am. Sorry. But like, I'd go to the bathroom or go to get something to eat, and I'd come back, and it'd just kind of be this purplish splotch in the middle. Now, it would clear up pretty much as soon as I started moving again, so it was kind of like almost like a weird burn-in effect, but this was right before the TV died. My dad's had a projector TV for a while. That one was, it was nice and big, and it had a decent display as far as like it looked fine most of the time if it wasn't bright in the room. But when that thing started to go, you just couldn't see anything on it anymore. Yeah, I think I'm sold on OLED for a while. Just as I like the idea of per pixel lighting instead of front lights or back lights or anything like that. Not that they all look bad, but like I've got a much smaller little Vizio TV. It's like 13-inch, something like that. That was used as a second monitor, and I think it's the same display type as my bigger TV, but it's definitely but it being much smaller, and it's much cheap. It's like lower end price wise, which I didn't think was going to make that big of a deal, but it's very much front lit. If you were not looking straight at it, it starts to, it doesn't look right. It gets whited out or whatever, because all you can see is the front light, which is not the display itself. Almost like glare, but from inside the TV. The glare is on the other side of the screen. Whereas my bigger one doesn't have that problem, and I don't know if the display types are different or if it just being a more expensive one has a better screen. Not that it was like high end, it was solid, and my dad did enough research to look for something with a really high refresh rate. Which is probably the reason it looks so damn good even still. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure if I had an OLED of the same size, which is odd because it's odd that they don't make them this small. And the way my room's set up, I don't know how much bigger I'd be willing to go, because of how tight the space is, and I don't know how much further away I want or feasibly could be from the screen without having to do some serious rearrangement. God knows that's never fun. Um, I have drifted so far from the point I was making. Anyway, I wanted to just going way back, like 7 minutes ago. I wanted to do a second account on my same, on like without having to resort to using a different phone. So I came across these like parallel install apps. The one I'm using is called Island, and I think its initial use was supposed to be like, you know, for like people that use their phone really heavily for work too, but do have like separate profiles and all. Sort of keep them all separately. But I'm using it to have two different accounts for Opera Omnia on my phone. Yeah, anyway, tired. Seriously. Just rambled for 8 minutes about OLEDs and LEDs and LCDs, and I still don't know the difference between this, to be perfectly honest. Like, I know what they're different. You have LED light emitting diode and LCD liquid crystal display. But like, I don't know what their differences are when it comes to the display, if that makes sense. If I'm right, LCD suffer really badly from burn-in, and none of my TVs do that, so I think they're all LED? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm tired. Good night.